What is up, everybody, from our AT&T 5G virtual studios? Welcome on into group chat. I'm Susannah Collins. So happy to see my guy, Stephen Keel, ahead of a big 4th of July weekend. Let's go.
Boom.
Let's go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Are you ready?
Boom.
Are you ready for
Boom.
the fireworks?
Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Are you kidding me? I love the 4th of July. Oh, who's got the spirit? Yo, you're ready. You got some dogs and some burgers on the grill already?
I've got my Keep America Golden shirt on with the Golden Girls.
I love
happening. You know, this is
that.
we ready.
We
ready, baby.
That is a look.
Thank you.
That is a look. But yes, I am so excited. We have some great games this weekend, but then after a lot of these games, we got some boom, 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 boom. Fireworks. So it's going to be awesome. I'm pumped for it.
So good. I feel like we missed out on the big 4th of July celebrations last year. So like I'm going full ham on the 4th this year. I've got the sunglasses. We've got some headband situations that are going to be making an appearance.
I like that.
Might have an American flag bathing suit I'm going to wear at the lake this weekend. I'm just saying, you know.
Saying. Possibilities are endless.
Go big or go home.
That's what I like. That's what I like. Yeah, that's the attitude this weekend. July 4th. It is here.
Let's go. Okay, speaking of going big, Stephen Keel. We mentioned it last week, but hey, the MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T 5G is back. Is back, baby. August 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern, from Bank of California Stadium in sunny Los Angeles. That game or that event is going to be on FS1 and 2DNA in the United States, TSN and TVA Sports in Canada, and on ESPN throughout Latin America. So the entire world can watch the skills that will be on display. Now, this is a big deal because obviously we didn't have All-Star last year.
Correct.
Missed out on the skills challenge. But we have, do you know who is confirmed to compete?
Ooh.
This?
Do tell.
Pray tell. Chicharito.
Oh.
Might have heard of him.
I've heard the name. I've heard
Carlos Vela. Maybe him too.
I've read about him. I've read about him in some articles.
So these are some heavy hitters that MLS is putting forward, and Liga MX is going to bring out their big guns as well. So this is going to be can't miss viewing. I am so excited. I had so much fun in 2019 at the Skills Challenge in Orlando. It was just the way it ended. With Nani hitting that crossbar in the waning moments. I mean, it was perfection. And the Orlando City guys ended up taking home a nice chunk of change for a great charity. So, I mean, it just delivered on every single level. And I have a feeling we're in for a really good time. Once again,
you're right. 2019 had a Hollywood ending. We're gonna be in Hollywood. Maybe some dramatics to be expected, but I love Skills Challenge, all sports, because I think we see these players on the field during games and you appreciate how good they are.
Yeah.
Then you see them doing individual, skills, and you just really get a view of just how talented these players are with their touch, their technique, passes, crossbar, picking out targets. Just you're like, wow, you really are that good. So I cannot wait to.
It looks so easy.
Yes. So and then you like you said, the names Vela, Chicharito. What more do you need? I cannot wait. It's going to be awesome.
So on the same lines of Skills Challenge, I'm going to take you back a few years. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember a little show we used to do called Twim?
How could I forget?
This Week in MLS.
Yes.
We had our own little version of the Skills Challenge.
And as you can see, the skills were super serious. Very. I mean, listen, if throwing little ping pong balls and paper football is not an indication of your skill level, I don't know what is.
Look at the slow-mo.
Boom. Yes. Oh, just a bit outside. Listen, I think there was a competition between our good friend Mr. Carr there.
Yep. Oh my God, this was great. I mean, we really just like stretched the boundaries of creativity for this one.
Right. In a studio, it'd be kind of a little different. Can you hit the crossbar? There's a lot of breakables things. So they're like, what can we give them that is less likely to break expensive TVs and whatnot. And so they decided on a little basketball hoop and a ping pong ball.
Yep. Kalen Carr was just like, he got really into it, as I recall.
Yeah, as he should. It's one of those things, as you know, as an athlete, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Once you start, it's competing, and once we're playing and someone's winning,
100%.
yeah, it doesn't matter if it's MLS cups on the line or a make-believe trophy throwing ping pong balls in a basketball hoop on my head. I want to win, and I know you're the same way.
Absolutely. I forget who. Yeah, this is
right
great.
There. That's who won.
Look at that. Look at Stephen Keel. Look at that hair too. Great shots. Those are iconic looks for both you and Kalen Carr, by the way. Two of my favorites. So that was fun. If we were in person, I feel like we need to up the level again. Maybe next year we set up a,
right. Maybe we take it outside. We take it outdoors to maybe open up the selection of activities, of skills that we can perform, because I know we both have quite a few skills under our belt.
You know what they say, give the people what they want.
That's it.
And
that's it.
Speaking of that, okay, so the skills challenge was announced, and there is a position that maybe felt a little hard done by, maybe a little left out in this. Because Matt Turner, who is having one heck of a season for New England, just also got the call up for the U.S. men's national team, Gold Cup. Thank you very much.
Well done.
He was like, goalie wars?
Yes.
Perhaps. And then Tyler Miller chimed in and was like, yeah, I'd be down. So listen, these guys are up for it. And have you seen the footage of the goalie wars from back in the day? It's glorious. It's so much fun. Why are we not including this?
Obviously. And goalkeepers, they always feel a little left out for different reasons. But yeah, listen, he's got a point. And I think you listen to the fans, you listen to us. Like, I would love to see goalie wars. Are you kidding me? 2 goals, 35 yards apart. Let them go at it. Let's get Matt out there.
Who would you love to see?
I think Matt Turner, just for the season he's having in New England. What about Andre Blake? Right, just flying through the air.
Yes,
it would be glorious. And you talk about
Bill Hamid. I feel like Bill Hamid would be like just ruthless.
Yes,
that guy is a competitor.
It's great. Listen, I never played goalie, and I played goalie wars, and it's amazing. It's 1-on-1. You throw it, you punt it, you just go after it. You saw, like you said, the footage from back in the day. You got Joe Cannon, Zach Thornton, Dick Raimondo participated.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So I listen, I'm with Matt. I'm with Matt on this one. Let's get the goalie worlds back in here.
Yeah, let's start the petition now. So we're gonna see, as we mentioned, like the crossbar challenge. Yep. What would be where would you excel in this setting? What would be like, oh yeah, we're gonna put Keel in?
Yeah, juggling, just juggling. It's one of those. Yeah, just nice and simple. My game was never the flashy. As a center back, step overs, rainbows, all that. Not necessarily. I had it in my locker, just never really did that much. I was more of like, let's just do the basics really, really well. So just juggling. If you wanted to sit me over there and juggle for 30, 45 minutes, I can do that. And I can hit the crossbar. Actually, I put myself in for crossbar. I
did actually. Jillian Sakovitz and I hosted a crossbar challenge series for Heineken a few years back.
Yes, I remember.
And we would go to different stadiums and work with player, and they would compete against the fans in this crossbar challenge. And we took our fair share of attempts at crossbar. I wasn't terrible, I hit a few.
Okay.
But it took me a lot of tries to do it. So, you just got to get in that rhythm. You got to get the feel, and then you kind of know what you're working with. So I would need a lot of warm-up time.
Yeah, just to kind of gauge,
what I mean?
the distance, the height, where how far are you out? Are you on turf, you on grass, all that stuff. Just to kind of, and you got to warm up, right? You got to warm up the hamstring, quads, get those things firing.
I was just going to say, I pulled a hammy on one of those shoots, like badly. I was like gimping around. Susannah, are you okay? I'm fine.
Totally. Let's keep going. You guys can go. I'll get you next time.
I got the ice. It was.
Oh my goodness, that's not funny. You pulled a hammy, but listen,
it kind of was.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all good. But guys, skills challenge again, August 24th, Bank of California Stadium, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are on sale right now.
I cannot wait. That's gonna be so
So
awesome.
if you want to see this in person, and I highly recommend that you do, you should get on that because it's crazy fun. Crazy fun. Speaking of fun, Stephen Keel.
Yes.
Last week we gave some shout outs to our MLS guys who are representing the United States in the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup. We also have Paulo Neto, who represents Atlanta United. Okay, he advances through the South American playoffs to the eWorld Cup, which is so freaking cool. Our guys, man, they are crushing. They are crushing it.
We had
absolutely crushing.
Agate Power from Vancouver, King CJ representing DC, qualified last couple weeks ago from North America, and then Paulo Neto. And you look at it, he's one of the best players in South America. He's one of the best players in EMLS. So you kind of almost expected him that he would qualify. He's that top level. So I cannot wait to watch all three of them participate in London in August. And again, $500,000 prize pool. $500,000 prize pool. And then the title of best EA Sports FIFA 21 player, which is also sick. But I was thinking, like, what would you do with $500,000?
I don't know. I feel like my answer today would be different if you had asked me like 2 years ago, because I'm of this mindset right now where it's like, life is short, buy the car, take the trip. Like, before it'd be like, let's be responsible. Like, let's put some away in savings. Maybe I'll, save up for a down payment on a house somewhere. Now I'm like, let's go. Who wants to go to Fiji? Woo! You know what I mean? Just live your life.
Listen, I can't knock that. I feel like I'm flipped. I would like 2 years, like 4 or 5 years ago, I've been like, I'm off. We're going. Now I'm like,
you got a kid.
Yeah. I'm going to put the money in a savings for my child.
Yeah. Oh, that is the smart and responsible
That is
choice.
the right thing.
I'm a little cray.
But you're going to get some killer pictures on the gram. For the gram. You absolutely are.
That's the priority, obviously. Oh, Keel, we've got some great games.
Oh, yes, we do.
To look forward to this weekend. And not only is this a great matchup, but this is the grand opening of Lower.com Field, y'all, in Columbus. This place looks spectacular. I swear to God, every single stadium opening, we have had 3 open. Yeah. This is going to be the 3rd one this season. And it's like each one is better than the next. Like how do they keep raising the bar? I don't know. But this place is going to be rocking because Columbus is also hosting New England, who are at the top of the East right now. They are playing so well. That game, 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So I had in our preseason predictions, I had both of these teams very high up. I think I had Columbus fitting 1st and New England in 3rd, I believe. Okay. I had Orlando in between there, which feeling good about that.
Right.
But these are 2 very, very good teams. They are very deep. Yes. They are complete. They are well coached. I really think that this is going to be kind of a statement game.
Yes, I agree. I think you're right. Preseason, even now, I think people would still agree that these are 2 of the best teams in the East. And this game is going to be a treat for so many reasons. Yeah. One, because of the stadium, like you said, absolutely gorgeous. Downtown Columbus, you can see the skyline in the back of the stadium. The roof, going to keep everyone dry. If anyone's been to Columbus, it does rain occasionally. It's going to keep the noise in. I believe this place is going to be rocking. It's going to just be such an atmosphere. But then this game, I think we're in for a treat is you get to see 2 of the best players, 2 of the best playmakers in MLS, right? You have Lucas Zelarayan, and Carlos Keel on the other side. And when I take a step back, especially for New England and different stuff, looking at this in a whole kind of with the big picture towards MLS Cup is, you look at the recipe kind of for what it takes to be an MLS Cup champion. And one of the main things is a dynamic number 10, dynamic playmaker. And looking back at the last 5-6 champions over the years, obviously Columbus, Zelarayan, check. Seattle, Nico Lodeiro, check. Toronto, Javinko, check. You go back to Atlanta, Miguel Almiron, check. So I believe you need that special playmaker, that one that can unlock teams. And for New England, that's Carlos Heel. Leads the league with assists, 10 assists. He's on pace. He's got, I don't know if he's got Carlos Valderrama's record in his sights yet, but he's got his eye on him. So, it's just going to be such a great game. Two of the best players in MLS going head to head, and a big game in the East for sure.
100%. So well said. The fulcrum. The fulcrum.
Fulcrum. Great word.
Right?
Yes.
I love the word fulcrum. So whenever I can interject that into a conversation, I do. But that is exactly what they are. Two guys who are so much fun to watch. Definitely in that conversation for MVP this year. And there's another one that we're going to talk about in just a little bit who might surprise you, but stay tuned. Okay, also up this one on Independence Day, July 4th, Colorado hosting the Seattle Sounders, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Okay, now Seattle still unbeaten. Okay, we've talked a ton about them this year because they're so good. They're just good. They're rolling. They're rocking, again, unbeaten. But Colorado, okay? Little bit of a dark horse in the West, and I love it. They are in fourth place right now on 16 points. They have actually won their last 2 matches against Seattle. I feel this is one of those matchups where Colorado just shows up. It's like they know. They know. They want to make a statement. And I am very, very excited for this one because they have been so good at home. They've won 5 of their last 6 matches at home. And they're going to be at home for this one. I think this could be a big challenge for Seattle.
I think so.
Maybe they drop points for the first time. Who knows?
Definitely. I think, you look at this Colorado team. I love what Robin Fraser has done with this squad and the talent and the players they have. It equally goes for what Brian Schmetzer's done with Seattle, unbeaten. Hasn't lost a game this year. But I tell you what, Colorado, you're right. They lost to Kansas City last game 3-1. Kansas City's in a great form. But before that, they had been a great run of games Colorado has. And there's something about July 4th, Dick's Sporting Goods Park. You're going to have the crowd. You got the big fireworks afterwards. There's just a special vibe. And having played in that game, it is very special. So big test coming for Colorado. Seattle, listen, every time you count in, listen, this is the time. They're missing this player. Ladero is out. Jordan Moore's out whole season. Oh, they lose their goalkeeper. And it's like they just keep finding ways.
Doesn't matter.
They're going to be a little bit disappointed coming off Vancouver tied 2-2. Probably felt they should have got all 3 points at home. But they just find ways to keep picking up results. And I cannot, I think in the other game, Columbus, New England, we got 2 special playmakers with Keel and Zelarayan. This game, I'm really looking forward to 2 national team guys, Kellen Acosta and Christian Roldan, just two engines for the team, just so important to their squad. What they do defensively, what they do and starting the attack, both ends of the field. You'll see them all over the pitch. So I cannot wait to watch those 2 go head to head for.
Gonna be fun. We also have another great game on July 4th, and that is the LA Galaxy hosting Sporting Kansas City. That game 10:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus and DAZN. Okay, so Kansas City, second. They're nipping at Seattle's heels. Okay, and then right behind them is the Galaxy. So this is going to be fun. But they have 23 points on the season. Kansas City playing really, really well. And remember I said there's a sort of a surprise
you did.
MVP contender. Do you know who that is?
I believe so.
Daniel Shalhoub.
There you go. Yes.
Daniel Shalhoub, people. Okay, and this is great. I love this so much because Daniel Shalhoub about 2 seasons ago was scoring goals left and right. And he was one of the young, super exciting players to keep an eye on in MLS. Now, he had kind of a bummer of the last 2 years, just kind of in a slump, just wasn't in that great fine form that he once was. But guess what? Daniel Shalhoub is back. 7 goals and 3 assists this season. He has 4 game winners.
Yeah.
He has been that guy for them, that comes up big in those moments. And there is a little bit of chatter around him on some MVP talk. And you can't disagree with it, Keel.
No, you look at the performances, you look at the way he's scoring goals and the moment he's scoring goal. Like you said, 4-game winners. These are some big time goals, and you just love to see it because didn't have the, by his standards, a lot of people's standards, last 2020 wasn't his best year. And to be able to bounce back, to put in the work in the offseason, to come in this year and just start flying. And it's hard to argue with the goals and assists that what he's contributing to that team, not to put his name in the MVP race. And I think you're going to put it in. And on the other side of the field is we're going to see someone who's probably leading the MVP race with Master Chicharito, who scored a brace last game, 10 goals on the season, leads the Golden Boot. And listen, LA's flying, Sporting Kansas City's flying. Chicharito, it's if any people, young players out there, forwards, whatever, you want a lesson in just movement and just how to be a great striker out and out, is watch this guy. His movement it's ridiculous. It's awesome. So good. And it's one of those things is every team's game plan is like, we've got to, where's Chicharito? Let's find him, kick him out. But yet he just still finds ways to get into space, and then he's finishing his next level. So he is just on fire. So this should be, you're right, a battle of a couple of MVP candidates. It should be this in two good teams, number 2 and number 3 in the West. This has all the makings of something very, very fun.
Yeah, it really does. As a center back,
yes,
Keel, how do you defend Chicharito?
Yeah, it's similar, and the only one I can kind of relate it to is a little bit of Chris Wondolowski. Where it's just that movement.
They find the space. They just know where to go.
And I've been in so many games, pre-game meetings, scouting things. Just like it was always, where's Wando? We got to keep our way up for where's Wando. And it's just there's subtle movements where it's one step this way, and they see you lean in to the right, and then they hit the the acceleration, and they only need half a step. They only need half a yard. And they find the touch. So, you got to be. It's one of those is you just got to be so tight to him. You're almost you've got. I always found that when I was playing against Wando, I had to be touching. I had to be like just to feel where he was, to know when he was moving and shaking and all that stuff. But listen, there's a reason these dudes make a living in soccer scoring goals, and both have scored over hundreds of goals. There's something special.
All right, Keel, time now for our 22 under 22 presented by Body Armor Stock Watch Player Spotlight. And we talked about Daniel Shallowy. We talked about Sporting Kansas City. This time, we're going to talk about another guy on that squad, and that is 19-year-old Gianluca Busio. Who is in incredible form right now, getting tons of interest in Europe, specifically Italy, which makes sense because his dad is actually Italian. And so, it just kind of makes sense. And I think that he could be eligible to play without having to go through all of those visa issues. Like he could just play and then he's not taking up an international spot, all of that. So this makes sense because this guy has been so freaking good. It's just been so much fun to watch. He had that free kick goal.
Yes.
What week was that? I can't remember, but that goal was stunning. And it's just a little snippet of what he is able to do. And we have seen him. I mean, he signed with Sporting Kansas City, I think when he was like 15 years old, right? So this kid, this is now 4 years on. And he was when there was a lot of talk and hype about him when he signed. And he has lived up to the hype. I feel like within the last year specifically, he has just grown leaps and bounds. Keel, what do you like about Gianluca Busio's game?
Everything. Is that it? Yeah. No, I think you're right. And you look at it, I think you're spot on. This year, he's really just taken that next step. I think previously it was, he would start some games, but now this year, I think, when it comes to Peter Vermes' team sheet, he's one of the first names on it. And what I love so much about him and his game is the personality, right? He, it's well documented in preseason. He went to Peter Vermes, said he wants the number 10. He had the confidence. He wanted that responsibility that comes with that number. And it's one thing to want all of that, but to want it and then to deliver with his performances, which he has, is another thing. So you mentioned the free kick against Houston. The team was down 1-0 at home. Free kick, 20, 25 yards out. Oof. Alan Polito's on the field. Busio says, I got this. Steps up, delivers 1-1. And just those moments that he just is just showing his confidence. I mean, it's well documented, his ability. You see, I mean, the kid can play any position, midfield, and he play a false nine. He can play out wide. He can play up top. The quality's there. It's just the technique, the soccer IQ. It's just such a gem and a joy to watch. Like he's kind of settled into that number 6 spot, and just how he, initiates the attack, breaks line with his passing. And I think what impresses me, and you hear the coaches and players, is every game he wants to get better. He wants to continue to try to improve. And I think one of the things is, as he's moved back further defensively, is to work on that defensive aspect of the game, which he's the first to admit needs some help and stuff. As a player growing up, he's been in the attacking third of the field most of his life. It's a little bit, to change and to add defensive responsibilities takes some time. But over the last few games, you can see him getting stuck in on tackles. You can see him battling in 50-50s and winning those 50-50s. So even in that short term, he's taken something that he needs to work on, and he's working on that, and he's improving. So, he's a humble kid, great player, great person, wants to get better. And you talk about his stock, it is absolutely skyrocketing at the moment.
Boom. He just got the call up as well.
That's
to the
right.
World Cup roster for the U.S. men's national team. He's just a special player. And I love that you mentioned the work defensively that he's done this year. And I love it because Gianluca, he's just such a good athlete.
Yes.
That was a part of his game that he knew he needed to work on, and he did, and it's like he's killing it. Like that. It's just like it's a testament to his athleticism that he's able to make those improvements really quickly as well. This funny story, and I've told this story before, but he's best friends with my little cousin. They both grew up together in Greensboro, North Carolina. Yeah. So, we've got this whole family connection. Every time I see him, we joke about Ronan, my cousin. It's crazy. But when they were about 10 years old, I was down in North Carolina, and I went to a game. I went to one of their soccer games, and Ronan was playing, and Gianluca was playing, and he scored like 10 goals.
He had double digits.
He was that good. And I remember I was sitting next to his mom, Gianluca's mom, who grew up in Brooklyn and grew up 5 blocks from where I was living at the time. There was just crazy connections.
Right.
And I was just like, are you watching that? I'm like, your son is your son's kind of a phenom. Is this? And she was just like, but he's just such a nice kid. She was just like, he's such a nice, humble kid. And he is. He's just a sweetheart of a guy. But I just want Kansas City fans to enjoy watching him right now. Enjoy this moment, because I don't think it's going to be very long before he is snatched up.
Right. By
some European team. So, Gianluca Busio, keep up the good work, son. Wish you were coming to the lake house this summer with the fam.
Next year.
He's going to be a little busy. Okay, let's get through all the games you have to look forward to this 4th of July weekend, starting off on Saturday, July 3rd. We have, obviously, the opening of Lower.com Field, that Columbus New England game on ESPN, Deportes, and DAZN on Sunday, July 4th. In addition to all the fireworks, we've got that Galaxy KC match, which is going to be spectacular, and the Colorado-Seattle match that we are all looking forward to. It's going to be great. And then after the game, boom, boom, bing, boom.
That's it. Put the stunner shades on.
Let's go. Now, are you a sparklers guy, or do you like the big guys? Are you actually the one lighting them? Because I get a little scared. I'm I sit there with my sparkler and maybe a bottle rocket or two, but I kind of like to just sit back and enjoy the show. That's my style.
I am definitely, I am more of a, as I've gone, when I was younger, I was like, pop. Yeah. Now I'm older, I'm like, let's leave that to the experts.
Agreed. How about Baby Cruz? Is he into fireworks? Does it scare him?
You know what? This will be, I think, his first 4th of July. He was a little young last year, I think, to recognize what was going on.
Yeah.
But I think he's intrigued by everything, and I think he's going to like it a lot.
I love it.
He loves
love it.
Boom, boom.
Got to post some pics to the gram.
That's it for the gram.
Exactly. Want to see some 4th of July cruise pics. Guys, Enjoy all the soccer and have a fantastic 4th of July weekend. Enjoy it. You deserve it, and you deserve good soccer as well, which is on tap. But thanks for watching Group Chat, presented by AT&T 5G.
See ya.
See you next time.